Coming up on this edition of Outlook TV, the holiday edition of Wild for the Weekend.
The latest updates from Daily Extra Vancouver.
Talent Night at XY. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to Outlook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay. Outlook TV is the queer magazine show with the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
And we're going to start off this edition by taking you wild for the weekend.
Whew, a gay gathering game and garnishing it with garland.
Wow, this is a great time if you want some holiday recipes, if you're not a vegetarian like me.
You know what I love? I love good food. And you know who else loves good food? Is Chef Gary Steele. And we're here today to catch up with him on his holiday special. Let's check it out.
And brown much quicker, so be cautious of that. We'll pop this into our oven.
Gary, talk to me. This is a holiday special.
It is my first holiday special. We did season 1 of Wild for the Weekend, and then I decided I wanted to do something different, and I didn't want to call it the Christmas show and the whole thing. So yeah, I did a holiday special. I had some recipes, and I had made some new friends with some food people in the Lower Mainland, and I really wanted to use their products. Well, season 2, we're actually going to play with something really important. We've done a little bit in the holiday special, and that is we're going to play with sturgeon. And I've been able to work with Fraser River white sturgeon, and I'm just in love with it. It's kind of a cool thing because where I live on the Fraser River, I actually live on a floating house, and we have a little pet sturgeon that lives underneath us. We've called him the Kraken. And every time my partner David throws something out the window, you know, the scraps from the prepping of the food, he'll throw it out the window, and I can hear this little splash, and I'm thinking, there's the sturgeon getting dinner. Everyone's happy. So we're going to cook with some white Fraser River sturgeon and some caviar, beautiful caviar. Wow. Yeah, I'll let you taste some. I've got a little bit in the fridge. I'll keep it for you.
So will we see the actual sturgeon that's floating around your houseboat here on the show?
No, you won't see the Kraken. I'm not allowed to take him. That's a really key point, though. The sturgeon from the Fraser River you're allowed to catch, but you've got to give it back.
For the holiday special, talk to us about what's going to be on.
Play with?
Yeah,
what did I do? I went mad with chocolate, just insane with chocolate. As you can see, it's on our turkey here. We created a beautiful pork loin and turkey breast that we actually flattened out and stuffed with dried fruits. These are my grandmother's recipe shortbread, and in that we've actually made them into little cups so that we can actually fill them and make them like a little tart. They have a ganache with nuts and dried fruits in there, really decadent.
So I know you're used to using unusual ingredients. So in season 2, can you give us a clue of what the most unusual ingredient will be?
Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you what the most unusual ingredient is going to be, but it is a shocker. And it has taken me a little while to source it, but I found it here on the West Coast. And this is the thing that I'm most excited about, especially since season 1 and season 2. We really focused in season 1 primarily on wild meat. Now we're moving out of the wild meat and we're going into the wild fish area a little bit more, but we've really gone into the foods that are produced in BC as well, grains, into our nut production, which is quite popular here. So we've moved into those areas. But I'm not going to tell you what the surprise in season 2 is, but it is major and it is very, very unusual. People will be quite surprised.
So you'll have to tune in and see.
Yeah, you want to tune in and see this one.
You can check out Wild for the Weekend holiday special in early December. For more information, you can check out wildfortheweekend.ca. I'm John Paul Payne in Vancouver for Outlook TV.
And up next, we've got quite the story for you.
Don't hold it back. Let me know now.
We're here at Queen's Care, one of the most lavish drag productions of the year in Vancouver, and we're about to meet all of the stars. There are 19 performers, and they're going to put on a fantastic show. Let's go check it out.
I'll go to war for you, let them bring it. I'll take on the world for you, better believe it.
I'm doing fabulous. Just getting organized. Doors are open. People are getting seated, and we're just ready to start the show.
Can you give us a little hint of what we're going to see tonight?
Well, this year we did a little bit different. We wanted to be able to invite more of the queens that perform in the city in Vancouver. So we actually invited more queens to come out than ever, and we encouraged them to perform in groups and duets. So there's going to be, instead of a myriad of single performances, there's going to be duos and groups, and so it's going to be a really nice twist and element to the show this year.
Well, sound.
Unadulterated loathing for your face, avoid your clothing.
Well, this is the creme de la creme of the drag in Vancouver. The drag caliber has risen so much in the last how many years. We've been doing this event for the last, I think, 7 or 8 years, possibly. 8 years, yeah. So we're very happy to be doing this. It's a fundraiser very near and dear to our heart. It's in honor of two amazing friends of ours from years ago who passed away, Empress Diana Rose and Emperor DJ Jules.
Get this party started on a Saturday night. Yeah, everybody's waiting for us to arrive.
Many years ago, one of my best friends and one of my colleagues, Diana Rose, passed away, and it hit me very hard, and I realized years later, several years later, that I wasn't doing a particularly good job of keeping her name alive, which she would have liked. And so I decided to start this show called Queen's Care in her honor. And when he did it, one of the first people who joined with me was DJ Jules as our orchestra leader for those events originally. Then sadly, he passed away too, so now Queen's Care is a yearly event in honor of Diana Rose and DJ Jules. And the whole point of it is all of the performers come and donate their time for free. And we raise money for charity, and we do it to celebrate two great lives. The Vancouver Friends for Life Society has been a beneficiary since we began, and it's in cooperation with the Dogwood Monarchist Society and their charity fundraising efforts.
Well, I'm going to be doing a duet tonight with the Skanky Carlotta Girl. We're going to do a number called The Last Duet, where we're going to basically be a girl group that's breaking up and having one last little poke at each other on stage. Very, very fun.
For Outlook TV, this is Angus Prott at Queen's Care 8 in Vancouver.
We're going to take a little break now.
Don't you go anywhere. Well, welcome to my neighborhood.
Outlook TV is here with the gay Mr. Rogers. And up next, we're going to take you to the Daily Extra with Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin Perelle, and I'm the managing editor in Vancouver of dailyextra.com, Canada's gay and lesbian news source. Here's a look at some of the stories we've been following in the last few weeks. Houston, Texas made headlines on November 3rd when its equal rights ordinance got crushed in the polls by a wave of opposition. The ordinance would have protected several groups from discrimination in city employment and services, including, for example, women, disabled people, gays and lesbians, and trans people. The opponents seemed especially alarmed about trans people and reverted to what seems to be an increasingly common refrain these days: bathroom access. Here's a look at their attack ad.
Houston's Proposition 1 bathroom ordinance. What does it mean to you? Any man at any time could enter a woman's bathroom simply by claiming to be a woman that day. No one is exempt. Even registered sex offenders could follow women or young girls into the bathroom, and if a business tried to stop them, they'd be fined. Protect women's privacy. Prevent danger. Vote no on the Proposition 1 bathroom ordinance. It goes too far.
Thing is, though Houston might seem far from Canada on such topics, it really isn't. As our reporter Nico Bell points out, Conservative MP Rob Anders hit the same bathroom button when he launched a petition to block Bill C-279 in 2012. Anders failed, but the bill that would have protected trans people from discrimination in federal jurisdictions in Canada later died in the Senate after similar bathroom objections squashed it there. How can LGBT activists compete with this kind of opposition? For suggestions, go to dailyextra.com and read our piece entitled "Houston's Failed LGBT Bill." Sounds a lot like Canada. In other international news, media outlets fell all over themselves in early November to announce that straight women don't exist. But that's a misrepresentation. The Canadian sex researcher at the heart of this story never said straight women don't exist. Find out what she really said on dailyextra.com. Look for our story called "The World's Most Misunderstood Sexologist." Speaking of sex, and gay marriage, and weed, Daily Extra recently caught up with Canadian comedian Darcy Michael backstage after a performance in Vancouver.
But I always feel like whenever I come out to audiences, I should have some profound statement to justify who I am. But like, I'm a regular dude. I like smoking weed, watching hockey, eating chicken wings. It's just afterwards, I'm like, there's something missing. For the longest time, I thought it was more ranch dip. Turns out it was dick.
Michael's been doing stand-up for a decade, co-stars on the CTV sitcom Spun Out, and is working on a new sitcom about his life with his husband and daughter in Ladner, BC.
The greatest thing ever in our marriage happened earlier this year. We were at a party at Dustin's. I mean, not Dustin. He had two types of brownies. He had the normal ones and then the ones without weed. And I watched as Jared grabbed a weed brownie. And judge me all you want, I'm a terrible husband. I let him drug himself.
For more of his performance and our backstage interview, go to dailyextra.com. In Vancouver's Gay Village, a group of sex worker advocates have proposed a memorial for sex workers who were driven off their stroll in the 1980s. The memorial would remember a close-knit, pimp-free community that didn't harm anybody, activists told a community meeting on November 4th. Organizers say it would be Canada's first tribute to sex workers. City of Vancouver planners were at the meeting and said the city supports the proposal. In other local queer news, the Vancouver Queer Film Festival introduced its new executive director on October 29th. Stephanie Goodwin says it's too soon to talk about program specifics, but she's really excited to make space for high-quality queer art. She says community inclusion and transparency are key to the organization's continued success. The Vancouver Pride Society is also looking for a new executive director to replace Ray Lamb, who resigned after this year's Pride season. Lamb played a key role in launching the Pride Society's Trans Pledge this year, which anyone hoping to walk in the Pride Parade had to sign. Many community members welcomed the pledge as a way to re-inject some meaning back into Pride. Others raised questions about the way it was handled, especially when it came to political parties reluctant to sign it. One Pride director and one staff person resigned as a result. For more on this story and much more local, national, and international queer news, go to dailyextra.com. This is Robin Perelle from Daily Extra in Vancouver for Outlook TV.
And up next, we've got a story that has more personalities and personas than Rebecca's got hairstyles.
Oh, yeah, and you know, if I had Bonnie's wig budget, oh, let's get Gary to show us how she does it.
We're here at the Stadium Club at the Edgewater Casino in Vancouver to see Bonnie Kilroe in her show Divas. Vegas meets vaudeville. Let's go and take a look.
I do disagree. Travel the world and
Divas Vegas meets vaudeville, because there's a lot of comedy and I like to incorporate some old characters. So I sort of start off the show as Charlie Chaplin. What you think is Charlie Chaplin-esque, and then I strip into Liza Minnelli. And I'm not doing it tonight, but sometimes I do Marlene Dietrich and Mae West. Tonight I wanted to be a little edgier, and I wanted to do some more sort of current stuff.
come to the cabaret.
The gay crowd is just the best crowd ever. They're loud. I mean, I invite them to heckle me. They want you to be ballsy, so to speak. You know, they want you to ride the edge. They get it. Like that, you know, when you make fun of things, they're not offended. They laugh.
Hey, a man I did lost you.
But when I do cruise ships, I have to tone it right back. I have to pull back the reins, you know what I mean? I have to be careful because they're older people and they're like, oh. You know, I think once I even just coming out looking like Dolly Parton, somebody said, I was offended by Bonnie Kilroe's impersonation of Dolly Parton.
Twerking 9 to 5, what way to make a living, baby.
We did the Seattle Gay Pride. We did a cruise down there. They were amazing. Every gay crowd we've done has been incredible. We did the Rio Theater where we tried to, in East Vancouver, but it was very hard to get, you know, my lovely gays to come over on the SkyTrain and get east. And then one of the best ones was Puerto Vallarta, the Red Room. They expected you to go out and promote the show. So I went out on the beach and dressed up in just whatever character. Sometimes it was this crazy lady, you know what I mean? With like a lot of colors, going around giving people flyers. So those people would come to the show, and it was just a huge party. Like, you know, they've got their cocktails, they're on vacation, they're like, give it to me. And I'm like, I'm gonna give it to you, all right? You know, anyone who wanted to get up on stage, they just got up there.
You keep pushing me east side and I can't.
Can you tell us about the share contest you won at Celebrities?
The crowd was absolutely amazing. I felt like I was at a Cher concert. Like, you just, you know, I mean, you give them the essence of that character and they just eat it up. It's wonderful. I would love to do more of my shows in the gay community because that's where I really feel like I can shine the way I want to. I don't have to hold back.
This is Gary Wolfader for Outlook TV.
We're going to have to take another little break.
Whew, I can take off this cardigan.
Welcome back. You're watching Outlook TV. You look very comfy.
Yeah, I'm ready to lay back for the next story.
Hi, Ori. How are you? I'm great. How are you? Good. So can you tell us how you got started in music?
I started apparently in the womb, kicking to the Bee Gees. But I started off my musical career in classical piano when I was about 4 years old and played until I was about 16. And I actually only started singing when I was about 18. I listened to Ella Fitzgerald for the first time and I was like, wow, what is going on there?
At 120 Diner, where we are tonight, I understand that you're organizing a series of jazz performers. So can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. Well, I started playing here at 120 Diner last October, and my friend told me about it. They said, the new place, and they love jazz, and they want to have you. And so I contacted the owners, and I had a wonderful gig here. And then we decided to do it every month.
About to take KY again, starry-eyed again, taking the chance I love.
I had the delight tonight to pay tribute to the wonderful June Christie, who was a fabulous vocalist in the 1940s and 50s. And I actually got inspired to do this from my friend Marla Lukowski, because we were in her car a few months ago listening to June Christie. And the other lady that sang was the wonderful Pam Hyatt, who is a huge inspiration to me. She's a very talented actor who made her first CD at the age of 76.
Don't roll by a book about him, just ask me about the blues.
My style of singing is rooted in the jazz of the 1930s and 40s and 50s, but it also uses some modern touches, and I do write some songs. I often do sing jazz standards, and I've always loved scat singing, as inspired by Ella and Anita O'Day, Sarah Vaughan, Betty Carter.
Well, to me, scat singing seems pretty difficult, actually. So can you try to teach me how to do that?
How about let's do Happy Birthday?
Okay.
Ba-ba-doo-dee, boo-dow.
Boo-ba-doo-bee, boo-bow.
Ba-ba-doo-dee-diddly-doo.
Ba-ba. All right, well, you know what? I think I'll leave the singing to you, Ori. But thank you for talking with us.
It's been a pleasure.
And this is Brandon Ben in Toronto for Outlook TV.
Up next, Chad is going to take us to the talent show at XY.
Ooh, got any special talents of your own there, Rebecca?
Well, I'm very good at drinking beer.
And I'm good at drinking wine.
Hey guys, the action never stops down here in Vancouver. I'm at Club XY, where XY Factor has made its way to Davey Street. So if you haven't been to XY, you've got to get down here and hear all the talent which you're about to see.
Oh, you say you need a shot of the Henny when you're pretty. Do
We were surprised that we didn't have to hunt out some more diverse acts. So there's been comedians, there's a pole dancer here tonight. Yeah, we even had Mama was opening cans of tuna with her long nails. Got quite the loyal clientele that's come out every week to see who's going to win. So I think tonight should be really great to see who is going to take home the $1,000.
It was my idea to do a talent competition here at the bar. It's been a couple of years since Vancouver's had such a thing in the Davie Village, and I was with my friend Ole, who bartends here, and he thought of the name XY Factor, which is pretty genius.
If you wanna see.
We have 6 contestants a week, and from those, 1 goes to the finale. We do that for 6 weeks, and then we have a semifinals where all the second placers go for the final spot in the finale. What's been most impressive, I think, is killer voices. Like when someone goes up there and they just start singing and you don't expect it, I just have to look away because I can't even believe this voice is coming out of this person. And then also for dancers and like drag queens, when they choreograph a big number and they're on point and they know all their words, it's pretty incredible. So the guest judges, as I think in regular guest judge history, have been pretty nice. Eddie Fry was a sweetheart, and Suki and Jinder from Amazing Race were pretty nice. But Darcy Michael, stand-up comedian, we had him last week, and he was a little more cutthroat than everyone else.
I think it's really important because Vancouver, unfortunately, doesn't have as many showcases for artists like myself as it should, and I really embrace this community on Davie Street, especially for their love of music and culture. So I think it's just a stepping stone, so to speak, towards some bigger and better things for the city of Vancouver, and I think it's attracting new people all the time. So I'm really excited about this process, really.
People can get involved. Where can they go?
They can just go to the YVR page on Facebook. Just send us a message on there, and we'll let you know if we're starting it up again in the spring or if we wait until next fall. I personally want to do it in the spring again.
So there you have it, guys. XY Factor at Club XY. I'm Shad Matthew for OutlookTV.
Do what you need to do.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this edition of Outlook TV. But hey, we're going to be back.
And remember to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Or if you're interested in joining the Outlook crew, we're looking for volunteers.
Come join us. We're fun.
We are.
Thanks for watching. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay. Stay fabulous, Canada.